Hi and welcome back to Matchday 2, Season 5, Man v Fat Swansea. You've got your coach Howell here. I'm going to give you the roundup of how our, I will say, successful evening had transpired. As you can see on the screen with you right now, our season leader, we'll go straight from the bat there. Season leader in percentage, still at about 4.5% right now is Andrew Honey-Jones. Fantastic effort there. He's going to be smashing through these milestones quicker than we can ever see, and I'm very sure that we'll see that. The attendance as well, 100 or 116. Fantastic attendance. Immense. That's all I can say there. Our pitch goes at 45, and you can see exactly how the scales have tipped things tonight, or on Tuesday night, with 204 scales goals being given. Now, just for you to understand that more than anything, you've got your scales, you've got your tracking, you've also got the rumble goals and any bonuses that have been put in on that. Speaking of bonuses, as you can see, there's a lot of colours there. Tracker goal bonus, we've got green, purple, black and orange. Team loss, yellow. We'll go through exactly how much they've lost, but yellow had the largest loss in kilos out of every team there. Congratulations, guys, for that. And the team attendance, of course, we've got the yellow, we've got purple, we've got black, orange and white exceeding or reaching and exceeding 11 players, which is absolutely fantastic. So the bonus goals there are shared, as you can see. Last night, I don't know what to say about it, to be honest with you. It was one of those nights where everything went amazingly. The games were fantastic. The weight loss was just flowing through. It was unbelievable more than anything. I can't say how proud I am of you all with how you just stepped up to the challenge and hit it face on. And this is what we can see here as we're going through our weekly team loss. Last week we gained 79 kilos. It was after Christmas. It was going to happen. It was something that we all went through, and the conversations I was having with guys yesterday, they could see that, you know what, that is something that they were expecting. And there was one conversation I had where they said that on the roundup that I did last week, I said we will come back and we will smash through that. And that's exactly what we've done. Not only have we had the 79 kilo retraction from that, we've smashed through it by another 13.82 kilos. Yes, we lost 92.72 kilos last night. That means, guys, that our deficit has turned to a positive, and we've now lost 13.82 kilos as a club by week 2. And that was after Christmas. That's immense. I was doing a little bit of number crunching, and this is something that I thought about, right? So say, for instance, now that we lost a quarter of that each week as a collective. Okay, so we lost a quarter of that. That works out roughly around 26 kilos. Okay, which is manageable if you think 116 guys, 16 kilos, it works out 0.2, 0.3 each person. Okay, if we had a quarter of that, losing it over 14 weeks, we'd still smash 300 kilos. That's mental. Absolutely mental, guys. You couldn't be any prouder of you, right? And just remember, this is all about sustainability now, right? I don't want you going through and trying to hit this goal every single week. It's not sustainable. But what is sustainable is doing it slow and steady. You're in a marathon, you're not in a sprint. Please remember that. Okay. We start with the weekly team loss. Okay, so thinner to win it first of all, 9.6 kilos. Lost there. Fat Astuta 12.1, Incredible Bulks 13.2, Marco Van Fastin then 4.5, Frying Dutchman 10.9, Scranra 9.1, Vinder Blues 7.1, Pink Panther 6.1, and Fazio 3.6 kilo loss. But of course we got to look at this one. 17.3 kilos was lost by Sport Nabiga, our yellow team. That was absolutely tremendous about that. And out of that 17.3, 4.6 of that was lost by our very own Mousy, Adam Martin. Amazing. I couldn't honestly step on that scale. And what I did say to him is that if he lost another 0.4 of a kilo, there'd be a notice coming up on my system saying there's a point of concern because you've lost over 5 kilos. And we had a giggle about it. But honestly, guys, that is absolutely amazing. Returning back from Christmas, seeing the point there that there was seen the point that there was things to lose, and went on it, on a mission. You could see that he came in and he was like, I'm on this. I'm doing this. Fantastic. 2-time Clayton Hallway. Again, biggest loser again this week for Scran Ra, and he's done come back with a 4.1 kilo loss. Brilliant. Steve Buck, 4 kilos. He was a man on a mission last night. He knew that he lost, and he knew he lost good. Scott May, 3.7 kilos. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You already knew. You came in knowing that you were doing it. And Luke, of course, you came in there, you stepped on those scales, and you were chuffed to bits. Spencer Ripley, you're in our 5% club. That's it. Now you're inducted in that. You will not. Nobody can take that away from you. You're in our 5% club, and that's all you need to do now is just make your way into the 10% club whenever you're ready. But honestly, you can do this. I know you can. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, our 10% club have had 2 new inductees of Darryl Cox and Kyle Bamford from the Reds. Absolutely fantastic. These 2 guys, they knew that they'd done it. They already knew that they'd done it. I didn't have to tell them. In fact, Darryl asked me to press the refresh just to make sure that it was coming through. He already knew. You had that smile on your face that you just know that's happening. Right, on to the scores. So the first game of the night, Sporting a Beer Gut, Fattestuta. I will say, I heard little whispers around the place. I heard people talking about it towards the end of the evening. This was the game of football that people enjoyed watching. They said that was one of the best games of football that they've ever seen. Okay, guys, and take that as a compliment. That is absolutely fantastic, and you can see that it's so close on the scale, on the overall as well. It's 22-23 to Sporting a Beer Cut. Pitch for 7-5. So that already tells you how imperative that it is that we get all the tracking, the attendance, and you get your rumble bit into that as well. So at least then we can just keep racking up these goals. Okay, the scales was 2-1, tracking was 10-11, and of course then bonus was 11-13. Absolutely fantastic there. Our man of the matches, which were elected from either team then, was of course Thomas Martin and Owen Toylan. Happy birthday, Owen, as well for yesterday. It was I was sitting next to you in work. You didn't say a word to me. I saw all the group chat messages, and then of course, yeah, I couldn't help it. I had to start singing happy birthday when you were weighing in. Put a lot of attention on you. I do apologise, but happy birthday. Hope you had a great one. Next game, Markham Fasting and Scran Ra. Again, extremely close on the pitch, 3-3. But then you can see what the scales do. It's 19-11 overall. Then, of course, you've got scales there, which was 2 to -2. We take it on the chin. If people returning from Christmas, of course, there'd be own goals put into that one, and it's it happens. But at the same point, then you come back the next week even stronger. And this is what's happened this week. This week is testament to that. From last week to this week, we have just absolutely transformed what was in state at that point. Tracking then 9-10. Well done, Scrum Ra, if you're tracking, you really get into it and you really push that going forward. And our bonus goals, of course, which are indicative of any tracking, any attendance, and of course the amount of people that are in the rumble, 11-7. Man of the matches, which were voted by the opposing team, Matt Harris and Simon Petherbridge. You were voted there for your abilities on the pitch. Fantastic, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Third game, Incredible Box, thinner to win it. Okay, so the pitch score, 5-4. These pitch scores are so close, guys. It's incredible. So then again, you can see that a score of 20-23 is all played out on the scales. Okay, so the scales then was 2-7. The 7 were given there, of course, because the 2 milestones of 10% that thinner to win it received earlier on in the evening. Tracking was 11-9. Of course, the bonus goals then, which work out between bonuses and Rumble, was 10-9. Aaron John, Darryl Cox, you have been inducted as our men of the match for which have been voted by opposing teams. Absolutely fantastic. And then we come down to the last 2 games then. Vinder Blues against the Pink Panthers. And then we've got a 5-6 win to the Pink Panthers on the pitch. But then again, you can see what the scales have done. It's tipped in the balance of the Vinder Blues at 19-15. We've got the scales at 2-0 for the Vinder Blues. We've got tracking 6-7 to the Pink Panthers. And then, of course, our bonus goals were going 10-6 to the Vinder Blues. John Cotton and Aled Mason, well done, guys. You've been voted as men of the match by your opposing teams. Absolutely fantastic there. And the last game, the Flying Dutchmen versus Fazio, FC Fazio. Pitch scores 5-2. And then you can see then the scales were it's not that far apart, to be honest with you, but then you've got the scales at 3 all each. The tracking is 11-6, and the bonus scores then would be 11-6 as it works for the Rumble, of course. So then the overall score worked out at 22-13. Yeah, brilliant games, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Just before we go further, men of the match for the Flying Dutchmen and Fazio, of course, was Regan Purdue and CJ Richards. Well done, guys. Absolutely chuffed for you. You can see the games are really close. It's all really competitive, guys. But we also got to realise as well that we're here for one purpose only, and that's to lose weight and get there going. It's not only one purpose. Why did I say that? I don't know. We are here, one, to lose weight, two, to build ourselves as stronger people with more mental resilience as we can, and of course, three, if we're going to make friends on the way along the way, fantastic. The games themselves, they are there as a secondary point. They are there as the perk, the thing that we can enjoy, the thing we can celebrate afterwards. And we've got to keep that in mind, especially when it comes to that point. Is it a competitive game? Of course it's a competitive game. But at the same point, guys, we've got to realise we're all here for the same reasons. And that's something that it's worth celebrating. Right, we're going to go on to the last slide here now, guys. And of course, that is, no, we've got 2 slides left. I will get better, I promise, right? So then we've got Team of the Week here, guys. Right? These are the guys who have been nominated, who have been pushed forward for their efforts on the scales of their teams, have been recognised for what they do for their team. Okay, so we'll go from it, right? And we'll work it almost in reverse fashion in that way. So we'll start off first of all, right? We've got Adam Rayson from the Blues with a 2.3 kilo loss. Absolutely fantastic. Then we've got Byron, and we've got Chris Davis then. Byron from the Whites then, 2.5 kilo loss. Fantastic. Chris Davis, 2.5 kilo loss. Craig Manning, 2.6 loss. Absolutely brilliant. I'm looking through my list now, making sure that I got everybody in order and everything's going right. Then we've got Luke, of course. Luke there came in with a 3.5 kilo loss. Brilliant. Scott May, 3.7 kilos lost. Of course, we had Steve Buck with his 4 kilos. Clayton coming in with a 4.1 kilo loss. And of course, Mousy Adam Martin then, 4.6 kilo smashed. But we can't just stop there. We've also got Spencer coming in with his 5% milestone, giving his team 3 goals. And we've also, of course, got Darryl Cox and Kyle Bamford with their 10% milestones there, smashing it through into season 5, giving their teams an additional 6 goals, giving their team an additional 6 goals on the pitch. Absolutely fantastic, guys. Keep it going. We're going to get this. I can already see that this is going to be a record-breaking season. Royal Rumble, guys. 28 people were eliminated. Okay, so we've got 88 left. This is going from people attending and put on weight. Naturally, that's what's going to happen. These are people who haven't been able to attend. These are people who have attended, didn't attend last week, and of course are coming through to this week now. But it's been noted as, again, this is a basis. The Royal Rumble is based on consistency, and the way you can be consistent is to attend every week, weigh in every week, and lose every week. Of course, what you also need to realise is that I am not taking anyone out for maintain. Okay, so if you do turn up and you've maintained, you stay in the Rumble. Okay, this is something you need to remember here, all right? But then obviously, if you're not going to be here for any reason, if you're not going to be here, or for instance, that there is a gain there, you are going to be out. Are we going to continue with this next season? Probably. Are we going to continue with it with the reshuffle when it comes to on season 7? Probably not. We'll probably give you a break from the Rumble for that one, because you'll have to get used to your new teams, and then we'll start it again then in season 8. Okay, and I think that'll be a good little way of working it. This is your roundup for the week, guys. I really hope that you have a fantastic week. And the last message I'll say to you now is remember, sustainability, consistency is key. Okay, guys, it's not about going through an extreme diet to smash all these kilos down. I know we celebrate huge losses, but at the same point, guys, it's the effort. If you've done 0.1 loss, or if you've hit a maintain, or if you've hit 10 kilo loss, the fact of the matter is that you are changing your habits. You're changing the way that you operate and you do things. That's the important bit here. Okay, and whether this is small, whether those small tweaks, or you feel that you've done something which is completely significant to yourself, it still means that you're changing the way that you were before. Would you do this if you weren't part of it? And that's the question you've got to ask yourself. I just want to congratulate you all. Honestly, the way that everyone stepped up to it last night and took that point of last week and made it into what it is this week is absolutely amazing. I raved about it to my wife. I raved about it to anyone that'll listen to me. It honestly, I couldn't be any prouder of you. Have a great week, guys. I'll probably see you in the kickabout. But honestly, have an absolutely fantastic week. Enjoy every minute of it. Be sensible. Thanks, guys.